Hi, all right. So this is the second post for the G Life YouTube channel, and this is a pretty heavy topic, but I just felt like I wanted to go ahead and talk about this. So this channel and the blog attached to it, it's basically all it's like a public diary of me, my life, my circumstances, and my thoughts and feelings. And so, what I want to talk about tonight is the term uh, dead name. So, a dead name is basically a birth name that was given to someone who has since changed their name for one reason or another. And generally, that reason is, if you've transitioned your body to be male or female, something that opposite of what you were born with, you might change your name. So, Robert might become Rebecca, and in that circumstance, Robert would be the dead name, and so I'm speaking from experience on this because I've changed my name, and I know that it can be very difficult for people who are in your life to, they've always been calling you Robert like your whole life, and then all of a sudden you're Rebecca, and it may be really hard to kind of make that transition, but it is important. It's important to the person, because a person doesn't just change their name for funsies. There is a reason. There's a deep reason. It's very personal to each individual, and anyone in their life who loves them would work to respect their new identity and not try to continuously pull them back into an identity that they no longer identify with. So my story is not the transgender sort of reason, but so basically I was given the birth name Shannon, and my last name, my maiden name, was Carol. And I lived this life, and then I became married, and I became Shannon. Lee is my middle name, and then Carol, and then hyphen Myers. So I changed my name when my identity changed from single to married. And then during that time that I was married, I became a mother. I was a homeschool mother. I was leader in the homeschool community. I was a minister and a wife. So wife, mom, minister, kind of community leader type person. And all those things were who Shannon Lee Carol hyphen Myers were. And then the time came that, the children mostly were grown, and the divorce came. And at that time, I lost a lot of my identity. So, homeschool mom was kind of gone because the children were grown. Wife was gone due to, I was already halfway out of the tradition of Christianity, but I can solidly say that I lost almost all of my Christian friends and almost all of my homeschool friends whenever I got divorced, because a homeschool minister leader person mom doesn't get divorced. So basically I went from this person who was one thing to this person who was none of those things almost overnight. And I'm not implying that I was part of the process. Definitely, the divorce happened for a reason, and it was an agreed upon thing. So it's not like it was forced upon me or anything. All right, so So that sort of happened. And then all of a sudden I became this person, Shannon Lee Carol Myers. My name belonged to a married person. I was no longer that. So, you know, that's just where it was. So then, of course, I began to rebuild my identity. I had to rebuild my friend circle. I had to rebuild who I was, and I had to rebuild my entire world. I had to, you know, rise from the ashes, if you will. So I got a job, and so one of my coworkers started calling me Gypsy, and she goes, "Do you mind if I call you Gypsy?" And I said, "No, I don't care what you call me. It doesn't matter at all. Why?" And she said, "Well, you remind me of Gypsy Rose Lee. Your independent spirit. You're sort of a little bit of rebellion, and you're a little bit. You're free spirited, but strong, and it just reminds me of Gypsy Rose Lee." And I was, "Sure, call me what you want." And before I knew it, everybody started calling me that, and then my boss confronted me and he said, "Hey, I don't care what you go by, just I need to know what to put on your name tag." And I said, "Well, just put Gypsy on my name tag." And he said, "Okay." And so it was never really anything intentional. It was not a name that I chose. It was sort of just given to me, which seems really natural and organic. And then things kind of progressed and some things happened, and I became part of a lawsuit that was, just because I was like kind of the manager of a store and one of the employees, whatever. And so I was working with this attorney, and after the proceedings had ended, the attorney said, "You know, Gypsy, you've been great, and I know that your name is not Gypsy, but if you want to change your name, I'll do the work for you pro bono." And I was like, "Oh my, I had never thought of that." So I agreed to it, and I went ahead and changed my name legally, and I did it very, with a clear head. So I changed my name to Gypsy, which is my new first name, and Lee. I saved the middle name, and my new last name is my old first name, which is Shannon. And the significance of that is I did not want my maiden name as part of my name. I didn't need my father's identity to be part of my life because of our history, and that's, a little bit in the book, but it's not what I'm here to talk about. And I didn't want my married name to be part of my name because I wasn't married anymore. So I didn't have my foundation or my identity in my father or, in my married name. I now have my identity in me. So my name is Gypsy Lee Shannon. I am a new creation. I am still a mother, right? I am still the same human being, but I have changed who I am. I've changed my appearance to a large degree, my worldview, the way I operate in the world, the way I present to other people, the way I am authentically with myself. I have changed as an individual. So, whenever someone calls me by my dead name, it's so weird to explain, but it's like that other person is dead, and this is a new person, even though it's the same person. So I've been thinking about that recently, and that's my story. Everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own reasons. But mostly I just wanted to share this because I want you to know if you have someone in your life who has changed their name and their identity, respect that person unless they're causing some kind of major harm to themselves or to other people. I can't imagine a name change would do that, but respect people where they are and love them where they are, and respect the fact that changing one's entire identity is not easy, and I can't imagine anyone would do that lightly or would take that decision lightly. And that's it. I just kind of wanted to, it's not something that's talked about a lot at least in kind of most circles. So I wanted to explain what a dead name is, explain why it's dead, explain from one person's perspective how they feel about it. And I'll say changing my name has been an amazing experience. It was difficult, both just kind of introducing that to people as well as just the paperwork, and just recreating yourself completely is no easy task. But I have absolutely no regrets, and it's been an amazing experience. And just like in my last video, if this is something you've experienced, or you know someone in your life who has changed their name or changed their identity, if you're uncomfortable with it, if you're feeling persecuted by it, feel free to follow me on Facebook and send me a message. I'll happily, exchange messages with you about it. I'm here to support you. Hard decisions are hard. And I think that's all I've got for tonight. There's probably not ever going to be a whole lot of super light stuff on my page, because my page is about, kind of deeper thoughts and deeper processes. So thank you for watching. I hope I've, kind of brought some new things, some new thoughts to your mind, something else to think about, or maybe I've supported you in some way. And I hope you have a lovely evening. Namaste.